So much. Joining us now, CNN military analyst General Mark Hertling, Admiral John Kirby, and Paul Rieckhoff, head of Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans for America. General Hertling, can we start with you? First of all, can I ask your permission to ask you a question as a retired three-star general?
Yeah,
is it okay that I ask you something?
I just wanted to say, John, I don't mean to be flip because this is kind of serious, but are you sure you want to get into a debate with me? Because I think I have most of the facts.
I'm not sure it's appropriate in this
try.
case, but what about that? What about the notion, and Sarah Sanders said it today, and President Trump, implied it in the interview with Fox News, that because he's a four-star general, anything he says should not be questioned?
Well, first of all, like him, I am also a retired general, and it puts him in the same category as I am, which is retired. And even when he was active duty, I would say you would certainly question him, and he was before Congress on multiple occasions being questioned. So that whole line of philosophy is right down the drain. It's just ridiculous. And again, what I'm concerned most about, John, is the fact that we are using this general officer, my generals, my military, to continue the divisiveness that is within the government today. This is about demeanor. I'll give you a term. It's about table manners. How do you treat one another sitting around the table? Is it continual insult? Is it continual attempts to find fault with someone else for what they said or what they did, and continuing to, or are we trying as a nation to really address some of the key issues that face us today? As long as we're caught up in this craziness, and it is craziness, we're going to not solve some problems and come together and do the things that leaders do, which is pull all sides.
Look, and General Kelly said some really important, meaningful things about sacrifice and the appreciation for sacrifice and what families, these Gold Star families, have to go through. Really important that people should hear. But it's difficult to take that into account when he also says things that have proven not to be true. In Admiral, Sarah Sanders was asked today if General Kelly was going to come out and explain what he said yesterday, and she said, quote, he addressed that pretty thoroughly yesterday. I mean, do you agree with that?
No. I mean, thoroughly in terms that he talked a lot about it and gave a lot of detail, I guess that's accurate, but the details weren't accurate themselves. And look, I was a spokesman. That was my stock and trade in the Navy and then at the State Department. And when you get something wrong, it doesn't matter from what level, you issue a correction. You just admit it. You say, look, facts were wrong, we misstated it, here's the truth, and you move on. All she did today was, in addition to showing her ignorance about the military culture and about what General Hertling said, that all of us should be open to scrutiny and questioning, in addition to that, she, I think, flunked the fundamental rule of PR, which is if you make a mistake, admit it.
Paul, I want to ask you, because again, General Kelly did say things that were deeply meaningful about sacrificing Gold Star families here. Does it distract from that message when, again, he also said things that were not true?
Yes. I mean, this is all political now, and I think it's gone on for a week. The country's exhausted by it. And there's another term that's important here, which is command climate. And that's what the president says. He says the command climate, the tone for the entire White House. And I think what we've seen here is a tone that seems to be more focused internally on political fighting than externally on our enemies. And there's another pattern here that I think is very, very dangerous, which is using our troops as a shield politically over and over again, whether it's the national anthem or now this issue, throwing Gold Star families or retired four-stars, deepening the division that exists not just between our politics, but between our military and the civilian population. That's very bad. That's bad for America. And it also distracts us from fighting our enemies, who right now are probably thrilled to see America ripping itself apart. The president's also got to do one more thing. Set a goal. What's the point here? Where are we going? Where does this end? And I think that's what the president really needs to address right now. How is this going to help our military? How is it going to help our Gold Star families? How is it going to help America?
All right, guys, stick around. A lot more to discuss. Hang on one second. We're going to take a quick break. We'll continue this discussion next. Also, we do have breaking news on the ambush that really is at the center of this controversy. And again, finding answers to that are so important. We have new details about where Sergeant David Johnson's body was found and what it could mean for the investigation.